So I'm going to talk about the activation keys, and the very first thing I'm going to do is to refer to something called permaculture, which is a design systems approach to life and well worth investigating. Now, permaculture has certain axioms, and one of their axioms is the problem is the solution. So we've got a lovely example for permaculture people out there, which is we had a problem, which is as we are having more and more clients to work with, there was one simple issue which was proving more of a problem, which is finding a time that the client was happy to work, which was also a time that I was able to work, especially working worldwide. You can imagine it could be 6 o'clock in the evening somewhere and it might be 3 a.m. for me, so we needed to come up with an answer to this, and as per usual it was not me that came up with the answer. This one actually came up through Dan, and that was to create activation keys. So we trialled this method out over a year ago, and we then put it to one side and waited, and now the work level has become so strong that I just want to say to you, from now on all universal soul retrievals are done in this way, which is that I don't arrange a particular time with the client or necessarily even a particular day, for there's actually no need to. What I do is I do all the work exactly the way I normally would do it, only the work is held in suspension, and it's held in suspension until the client receives the report. And at the bottom of the report, what we say is this: we say, to activate this work, this is what we ask you to do. Stand up straight and, using your voice of authority, declare the following. And we ask them to say it 3 times, and this is what they say. They say, I activate my USR now. I activate my USR now. I activate my USR now. The moment they've done that, the full experience is downloaded to them, and we say to them before they do this, choose a time when you've got plenty of free time, choose a time when you can rest afterwards and also possibly sleep, so that you can really thoroughly look after yourself. So this means we can actually handle far more clients doing things this way. And there's a particular part of the activation key that I'm so keen about, as I want it to go on film. There's a part of the healing process when the client recognises there's a problem and they ask for the work. That's a really key stage. And then there's this other key stage which I don't feel we really properly addressed, which is the key stage of the client choosing through their willpower to take the work on. Now, when I arrange a date and a time, they have implicitly agreed. There's no question about that. So we've got permission. There's no doubt about that. However, there's something more powerful about a client asking for the work, receiving an email to say, yes, the work will be done. When it's done, you'll see your report. Then they get the report. They read through the report, which is a pretty stunning act in its own right, because it seems to have a big impact on the client when they read the report. Then, stirred by everything they've read, noticing that they've chosen a good time, they can then, in their own time, state those words. And when they state the words, I activate the USR now, what they're doing is they're using their own intent. They're actually creating their own unbending intent to receive the work, which is so important, because we've had small numbers of clients in the past who signed up for this work, but in their heart of hearts they didn't really want it, or they went along with somebody else's suggestion and they blocked it. Can you see how the activation key gets rid of this problem once and for all? Because if the person doesn't bother to use the activation keys, they're not going to get the result. So that's the activation key, and I'm very, very grateful for it. And it gives me more control over when I do the work, and it gives the client far more control about when they receive the work. So thank you for that.